What is up, guys? Dr. Typo here, playing some Destiny. New patch came out, patch 1.1, the one that is going to be preparing us for the Dark Below DLC. That is right around the corner. Seeing as this patch is here, it's perfect timing, because what they did with this patch is they changed a whole bunch of stuff. They pretty much made it so Ascendant materials are almost obsolete. They're not quite obsolete, at least not 100% anyways, seeing as you still need them to level up legendaries. However, you will no longer need them to level up exotic weapons at all. That's right, instead there is a new item you're going to need to level up your exotic weapons, at least to get that very last upgrade anyways, and that is called an exotic shard. And unfortunately, these exotic shards, they don't drop anywhere. In order to get these things, you have to either dismantle an exotic or you have to purchase one from Xur for 7 strange coins. So you're gonna have to find, you're gonna have to start saving those strange coins. Even if you see an exotic that you want to buy, you better make sure that you have at least 7 extra, so you can buy that upgrade token that you're gonna need, to put that last upgrade on your exotic weapon. But that is hardly even the beginning of these patch notes. They fixed just about every single exotic if there was an issue with it. Starting off with the Thorn. They made it so that the projectiles will now briefly highlight targets on impact. So when you hit something, it's gonna light up just a little bit so you can see that you hit it. And the dot, the damage over time, the Mark of the Devourer upgrade on it, now does increased damage against PvE targets. So if you're using it to kill Vex or Fallen or anything like that, the dot on it is going to do a little bit more damage. They also increase the reload speed, the magazine size, and how much ammo for it you can hold altogether, along with the stability and the weapon handling. All of that was increased for the Thorn. Lots of stuff, definitely made it a worthwhile weapon to use in PvE now. And a long-awaited change, the Bad Juju has finally been buffed like it was supposed to pretty much from release day. The magazine size has been increased to 8 bursts instead of 5, so that's 24 rounds instead of, 15? So definitely a little bit going on for that. You can also carry more ammo for it now, which is definitely very good, seeing as it's going to go through ammo quick. It's a pulse rifle, they do that. The String of Curses buff on it, mod, buff, whatever. It now decreases the cooldown of your super ability for every kill you get. This is definitely going to be a wonderful thing to have, especially if you have the Raid Helmet, which also gives you increased super energy per kill. You're going to be able to stack that up, get your super back real quick. And then to top it all off, they adjusted the effects on the Bad Juju so it does not block you when you are aiming down the reticle. Another weapon that really needed some love and got it was the Hard Light. They increased the stability on it, which is something it really needed for being an exotic weapon. It was all over the place. And then they swapped out one of the mods for it. The Perfect Balance upgrade was replaced by the Fitted Stock mod, which increases maximum possible weapon stability, making it so the Hard Light is now actually going to be more of a hard laser. And speaking of much needed love, everyone's favorite assault rifle got a little bit of a nerf. The Suros Regime, they lowered the total damage at the end of the magazine on Suros Regime's upgrade to be more in line with the glass half full mod on other legendary, other legendary rifles. Even though it's an exotic, they want it to be in more line with legendaries. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but unfortunately I'm not the guy who writes this shit, I just read it. The Monte Carlo, which is a PS4 exclusive by the way, has had its stability and its range increased, so now it doesn't suck either. It was another weapon kind of like the Hard Light where it was just all over the place. However, now it's not so bad. They also made it so the Monte Carlo method upgrade now also has a chance to fully charge melee ability on kill, which is definitely a nice addition. I might actually start using that just because it's not that bad of an assault rifle to begin with. They made it so the meta rounds on the meta multi-tool now have increased knockback against targets in both PvE and PvP. Now, unfortunately, I'm not quite sure what that means, simply because I have not used the meta multi-tool. However, if it's going to push people back, that's going to seem like a bad time for people in PvP. The Hawkmoon, which is another PS4 exclusive. However, it is definitely my favorite PS4 exclusive. I actually love this hand cannon. So far it's become my favorite hand cannon in the whole game, and almost my favorite weapon altogether. But it just doesn't quite have the, I guess, the pizzazz of the Gjallarhorn. It doesn't take down targets in one shot almost every time. Anyways, they replaced the Send It upgrade, which was actually the second range upgrade they had on the Hawkmoon. They replaced it with a speed reload upgrade, which is nice. So now you don't have a range upgrade and then a stability upgrade and another range upgrade. Instead you have range, stability, and then the speed reload. Not so bad, I can deal with that. The Red Death was also buffed a little bit. The rate of fire was increased, but the burst damage was reduced a little bit to compensate for that, which isn't too bad. It probably does the exact same damage overall, however, it just does, you know, a little bit less per burst. The Plan C, which is quickly becoming another one of my favorite exotics, got a nice buff. Even though it didn't really need it, it got a wonderful buff. Weapon handling speed increased, and player speed has been increased while Plan C is in hand. I don't think it really needed either of those things, but it got them. And that's going to mean, you know, there's going to be some hell to pay on the internet for that. And another long-awaited and definitely much-needed buff, the Vexed Mythic class has had its attack power increased to 323, down, up, whatever. It used to be 300, now it's 323, and that is wonderful. The base damage has been increased, fixing a bug they put in a previous patch. Thank God this weapon is no longer absolutely useless. They changed their extended mag mod on it. They made it so the extended mag itself is a little bit smaller. It was very big. Now it's not as big. Still an extended mag, just not, you know, double the mag. Which is very good, because with that mod, I was going through my primary ammo very fast. And so it's nice to see it, you know, get dropped down just a little bit, so it's a little bit more manageable to have, you know, 30 rounds instead of 41 rounds in a magazine. And then I think they buffed the Pocket Infinity, but they might have meant to nerf it. They had recently changed the extended mag on the Pocket Infinity to a speed reload upgrade, and now they have changed that back. It is no longer the speed reload, and it is once again the extended mag, which gives you 5 bursts instead of the 3 that we were reduced to. And honestly, I thought the 3 was actually very overpowered, at least for PvP. The weapon itself is very hard to handle in PvE, so I don't try to rely on it very much. But for PvP, it's very fun. However, I'm not quite sure what this mod is going to essentially accomplish, or what this nerf is going to accomplish. Now I just have more rounds in the magazine instead of being able to reload it faster. I think I'd rather have that. For the Invective, they have significantly increased the reload speed, and the auto fire is now slightly slower, which really isn't too bad of a nerf and a buff, but whatever, we'll take it. The Icebreaker, which is definitely one of my favorite weapons, because, you know, I mean, who doesn't want a sniper rifle with infinite ammo? The Send It upgrade was replaced by Lightweight, which was redundant as the Icebreaker already had maximum range. If you own one, you know that, so there's no reason to even have an upgrade to increase the maximum range. And then they changed the effect for enemies killed by the Icebreaker upgrade, so now they explode prettier. It's really nice to see. The Patience in Time, I think it got a little bit of a buff, perhaps depending on who you are. You might think it got a nerf, but the Snapshot upgrade was replaced by Custom Optics, which provides a lower zoom option, and I really enjoy that. I don't like zooming in 10 times. I much prefer my 2 times or 4 times zoom. And the Super Good Advice has had its stability increased, which is very good for that. It really was another one of those weapons that was all over the place, but it was a heavy machine gun, so it's kind of to be expected. And then the Truth has had its magazine size increased to 3. It was 1, now it's 3. Hip hip hooray, one of the most overpowered PvP rocket launchers is now better. Doing your dailies and your bounties now matter much more. Now when you do your daily heroic story, you're gonna get materials based on whatever planet it sends you to in relevance to what level you picked. So for this mission here that I'm doing on Venus, and everything is level 28, I'm gonna get, I think 16 spirit blooms, something like that. You get a good chunk of it, and so it really makes it worth it to do your dailies, you know, your daily story anyways. And then you also get these same materials for completing your daily patrol bounty. There's always going to be at least one bounty that says go complete 6 patrol missions on Venus or on Earth, or, you know, go do that, and then you're gonna get, you know, some extra materials instead of having to go out and farm for them, because in my opinion it's definitely a pain in the ass to farm. And then you can also buy these same materials now for your emblems, your Crucible emblems, your Vanguard emblems. You can spend these now to get those same materials. It's like 20 for 10 emblems, definitely well worth it. I went and I dumped every single emblem that I had on those materials, and now I am literally rolling in Spirit Bloom and Relic Iron, all of it. I am absolutely sitting on a throne of the stuff, and it's well worth it, in my own opinion anyways. I love it. Unfortunately, the Templar in the raid can no longer be pushed off of the edge. So if you were using that strategy, it's time to get legit, people, because that's what you're gonna have to do. They fixed an issue which they introduced in a previous patch, and with Atheon did not correctly send 3 players through the gate. And that really was becoming a problem. Let me tell you, when he would only send 2 guys through, and one of them had to pick up the relic and one of them had to kill oracles, and we had to get the portal up, someone's got to run in there and help him out. Oh man, it's hell, and it's been done before, but it still was a complication that, you know, was just completely random. And if it was something you could plan for, it would be completely different. However, it's not. It was a big one this time, folks, and there's actually still a little bit more. However, I'm pretty sure I covered all of the big things. So if you would like to read the rest of them, there is a link in the description below that you can click on. It'll take you straight to Bungie.net, and you can read all of them for yourself. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Take 2 and call me in the morning.